Hello, good morning, good evening.
Hello, everyone.
We are live. We are live in 5 channels, in multi-channel. So we are live in 4 YouTube channels, in my YouTube channel in English, in my YouTube channel multi-language, and in the 2 investigation YouTube channels, and of course in my Facebook page in English. And we are here with Claudia. Claudia is the tutor in English language, in Romanian, of course, too, in English too. So now we are here just to test. This is a test. This is the first live. We didn't post any image this week just because we organized, managed this just in 1 day, just to try. Let's try a test, Claudia. Yes, let's do it. Yeah, we did it. So next time, next week, we will propose a live like this, and we can post just image, just post with the theme we treat during the live, so you can put your questions just in the post before the live. And now, of course, you can put your questions in the chat. In YouTube, you can see just a chat, just aside the video, and in Facebook, you can put a comment below the video. And so our questions, our questions are here just to be answered by us. And now the theme of this week is the reincarnation cycle. This is the theme of this week. Every week there is a theme, a different thing, a different theme. Sorry. So now I see just the first participant of this live, Juliana. Juliana, why you are here in the English channel? I never saw you in the Romanian one. Why? Hello, Juliana. And Joanna. Joanna always in French and Romanian, English, and I don't know, others. Okay, I will break the ice with some question. Okay, Juliana, I want to start with your question. So please put the first one. I want to answer just to your question first. Okay, Juliana, the first question. The reincarnations we call past or futures are in fact simultaneous and parallel. Okay, I repeat. The reincarnation we call past or future are in fact simultaneous and parallel. Are they? Okay, Juliana. So to answer your question, we have to clarify some concept because sometimes or always we try to analyze the etherical dimension with the same eyes we saw we analyze the physical dimension. It's impossible because the rules are different. For example, in this physical dimension, we are here in this world, we have just a one timeline. This timeline is just going in one direction with just one speed and is inflexible. You cannot move alter at this time in the physical dimension. But in the other one, in the etherical one, you can well, you can alter it, this timeline, so you can modify it. You can go back in time, you can go forward, you can stop it, you can accelerate it, you can delay it, you can do many things in this other dimension. So when we talk about simultaneous lives, parallel lives, some or past and futures, it's because we are observing these lives from a dimension or another one. Because if you observe these lives from the physical dimension, of course we have a past, we have a present, and we have a future. Of course, just in one timeline, indivisible, inflexible, hard, not flexible. So past, future, present, and future. But if we observe the etherical dimension with etherical eyes, of course, there are other rules. So we can live simultaneous lives. Yes, we can. So, for example, our lives on Earth, but in different times at the same time, because we are observing them from another dimension. So this is the reason. The answer is in base depends on the observing, the point of observation, the point of view. This is the the answer to understand this kind of questions and affirmations. Thank you, Juliana, for your question. It's very interesting. So, do you want to add something more, Claudia, to this question?
Yes, yes, we have some more. Uh, can a subliminal part split into fragments and reincarnate as multiple beings in different lifetimes? I think it's somehow similar with the other one of Juliana. So, can a subliminal part split into fragments and reincarnate as multiple beings in different lifetimes?
It's a
So, not
question.
as a whole. Yes, this is
Hmm.
the question. Yes. It's somehow similar with the other one that Juliana made already.
Mhm. Okay,
So,
Claudia. Hmm. You want to finish?
that was the question.
Oh,
No. If we can reincarnate as parts, as fragments, not as a whole, as a subliminal part. That was the question.
okay. This is another point of view. Okay. Okay, so Joanna is asking another kind of question. Hello, how do you feel after so many lives today? Juliana, I'm dead. Can you see my face? Because here in Dubai right now, 10:30, 10:40 of the night, of course. But I stand up from my bed just at six and something this morning. So 12, 30, 14, 15, 16, 17 hours more or less. So a little tired, but I'm very happy to stay here. Maybe I can do the sessions, these lives on a little earlier, but we can understand that in English we can touch the part of the America, United States, Canada, so I can do it before because it's another completely time. There in America they are sleeping in this time, so I have to move just a little forward in time. This is a sacrifice. I'm thinking then I can rest sometimes in the afternoon, just 1 or 2 hours, just to divide the day in two parts. Just the morning, my morning, and my afternoon, just to prolong a little bit the day without feel this tiredness right now. But it's okay. I'm fine. I'm tired, but I'm very happy to stay here and to do this. So I want to do this. Okay, so um, okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. Okay, Juliana is putting 4 questions. Okay, but before to answer another question of Juliana, I want to answer just one question we kept from post for the other languages because this week, we didn't post any post in English. So we didn't receive any English answer in the post. This is the first week. Just it was thought just at the sudden. We decided yesterday to try to do it in English. So just let's take questions from another post in another language live, just to answer in this live. Claudia, do you have one?
Yes. Is it possible for someone to reincarnate into an animal, plant, or bug?
Hmm. Okay, to answer this question, I have to explain just a concept before to answer. In the infinite we are in, everything is possible. Every possibility is open, is normal, because it's the infinite. Now we have to understand in which part of this infinite we are and what are the most probabilities or that something is happening or can happen. Can happen. So in this case, just to move into a animal, into a vegetal, into a human body is possible, but of course, because we can stay into an evolution like identities, we can evolve our identity, and in this evolution, we can experience a vegetable life, an animal life, etc. But it's a very long time, of course. You can jump from a vegetable to a horse, and from a horse to just a human, just one, one, one. No, because it's just a modification of the DNA about the experience, etc. So in the vegetable categories, maybe you have to jump from a plant to another one, another kind of plant, for example. And after that, if you jump from vegetables to animals, maybe you can start from a very small animal, like a very small insect, just to advance in your evolution in other kind of insect, bigger, and after that, just reptiles or just volatiles, etc. So it's a very long process. It's possible, but just in a long process. Sometimes the jump from a category another one very different can be because this evolution is altered by a technology or human technology we have here, genetic technology or another kind of technology, just an alien technology, an extraterrestrial technology more. So in this case, when they touch genetical information, they alter this. Maybe we can do a jump, a larger jump, a longer jump. So in this case, we can jump from a category to another one. But it can be dangerous because maybe you are not prepared like a person just to live an experience like a person. If you come from I don't know, just an animal in the first phase of the evolution. So in this case, we can see people, for example, in a very bad situation because they live a conflict, a very hard conflict inside because of the premature jump to a category, another category, distant category. Want to add something more, you, Claudia?
Um, no, no, mainly no. I think it's the same that you already said.
Okay, so I want to I want to say something just before to continue. I want to present just the calendar of these slides because I want to explain something. Present image, just a moment. Voilà. Okay. Okay, now you are seeing a calendar. So as you can see, on Monday we have just three lives: Italian, Polish, and Spanish. And French, Lithuanian, Romanian, Italian, English, English. English is just once per week for now because we are trying the lives in English. So every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Italy time, Rome time, Madrid time, Europe time, this kind of Europe time, this kind of part of Europe time, we have a live in English just to test, to try. If the live is good, there is participation, people are very happy to stay, to participate, we can do it longer, can continue in this. This one. Well, so now let's answer to the second question of Juliana. Juliana, is it okay to have a relationship with our other incarnations? Do you mean your same incarnation? Maybe you now are a woman, Juliana, and maybe in a past lives you were a man, for example. Do you want to, for example, just to say something, do you want a relationship with your past lives, the man you were before, yeah, the same identity in some, just to say in one word? This is the question. Is this the question or not? Because I don't understand exactly what you mean. Is it okay to have a relationship with our other incarnations? Please explain better this question. It's a very interesting question there. So now, in this meanwhile, I wanna pose another question. Last timer, can we trick the tricksters to incarnate? Will I answer you? Maybe, Claudia, if you want, you can answer me.
Yes, yes, sure. Um, of course we can, if that's what we want to do. Um, In fact, if we are aware enough at that point, most probably the tricksters will not even appear at that moment. That's my opinion. The tricksters will try to convince us, right, to make things against our will. But if we are having a high level of awareness, we're not going to even meet them in the moment of reincarnation, because we are making our own decisions. We are not vibrating on the same level, the same vibrational print with them. So it's not a matter of tricking them or they tricking us, because we simply don't meet each other. That's my opinion.
I want to add some information more because when the question is, can we trick the tricksters to incarnate? We are talking about tricks and tricksters. So we are
Mhm.
put some negative information in these questions because
Exactly.
as the reincarnation cycle is a bad thing, in absolute, it's bad. Of course, it can be bad. Of course, in many cases, we can see this reincarnation is very bad for people. But why? Because people we treat with hypnosis, with hypnotic session, is because they have problems, and they need to solve this problem. In this case, with a hypnotic session. Okay, so we go into the root of a problem, to the negative, to the bad, and we get a solution. The result, the solution is the positive things. So we have to see the things from the positive one, not the negative one. The negative one will be destroyed about the result, about the work done in a session. So in the reincarnation cycle, we can get the good, the good, and the bad. When we talk about tricks and tricksters, is because everything is negative. Trick and tricksters. That's it. Only bad things. Of course, there are bad things. Of course, we are here to solve problems, and problems are not good. Of course, but we have to observe good. So, in our sessions, the client will discover his power. He is power. So in this case, in this consciousness, he can do anything in space. And when you are in your reincarnation cycle, is because this reincarnation cycle with these characteristics, with this karma, these tricksters, is because of your conditions. It's because of your creation inside your space. You have to destroy all the things in your space. You have to destroy any karma if you want in your space. You can do anything in your space. You can destroy anything, any entity, anything, even though the reincarnation cycle, if you want. If you want to get out from the cycle, you can do it, of course. You can do it. But you can stay. You can decide to go on earth just to live your good life, and you can have a very good, satisfying life. Why not? There are many people just enjoying very good life. I just talking with another person just in 2 lives ago today, and the person told me, "No, I want to reincarnate. I love Earth. It's a very good place to stay. The vegetables, the animals. I'm very happy to stay here. I want to reincarnate again." So is better or not? Is good or bad to be reincarnated? It depends. It depends on you. It depends how you are seeing this event, this situation with with another filter. When this filter is good, your life is good. When the filter is bad, everything is bad. Not only the reincarnation cycle, but everything. In a relationship, when you are married with another person, for example, of course you can be happy or not. The just inside a family with your wife or husband, you can stay happy. Your life can be very happy, or your life can be a drama. But it's not because of the relationship. It's not because the wedding to stay together in a house. No, it's because of you both in this case. It's because of you. So this is the same thing. Reincarnation can be bad? Yes. Reincarnation can be good and funny? Why not? It depends on you. So I want to leave this message. Everything is negative in this session, the extraterrestrial, can be good because it's fascinating. Just to know that you can be reincarnated, just to know there are other people, extraterrestrial being with other form morphologies and technology is very fascinating. We can enjoy it. If we are invulnerable to this interference, esoteric interference, so we can enjoy everything. We don't suffer about this. We are, we. That's it. That's it. And we can do anything. So this is the message I want to leave. Okay, but it's okay. We can trick the tricksters. Yes, if you do, if you want, if you have the consciousness how to do because of the mechanism of this mechanism. Yes, the mechanism of this. Sorry, this the situation. Yes, you can do it. Okay, so
Cava, can I
okay,
read?
Julia. Yeah, Juliana is answering relationship like a connection, like a friend. Okay, so the questions was this one, the second one. Okay, the connection. Okay, you are in connection. You are already in connection, but you don't know. Your subliminal part is, of course, in connection with all of your experience, past, present, and future. If we are observing from this dimension, your experience, your existence, your experience, your identity, your life. Okay, so yes, there is a connection. In fact, when we are into an hypnosis section, we find we look for this connection just to go just to an event, a past life, a future life, a connection with other beings, etc. Because there are connection, of course. Yes. Is it okay to have? Yes, it's okay to have it. Why not? Why not? Do you want to isolate yourself from your world? Why? If you are vulnerable and you are scared about it, the problem is not to have connection. The problem is to get the consciousness that you are power and you are invulnerable. So in this case, you can do anything. So to have relationship, as you say, with the other incarnation. Okay. Okay, Claudia, if you wanna choose one question for you or for
Yes,
me, you manage it. Don't worry.
I have one question sent by a follower. I would like your opinion. Can incarnations also be made in parallel worlds, universes, at the same time as the one on Earth? In other words, can our aspects incarnate at the same time in different worlds and times?
But I answered this question, another question like this just before. So I repeat just in a short answer. It's possible, but it depends in the point of view, the point of observation. Because if you observe this from this physical dimension, it's complicated to understand because our rational part can understand how you can stay in two or more parts at the same time in different spaces. It's impossible for the rational mind to understand it because in the physical world it's impossible. But if you observe this situation from another point of view, from the etherical one, for example, of course, you can live simultaneous lives, etc., etc. You can move in space and time without any limits, or with larger limits, better said. You, if I want to answer you too in the question, no, feel free to do it, Claudia.
Yes, I would like to add some because I remember in one session, um, one client was having kind of more experiences, but not complete life experiences. Simply, he was living in more parallel lines, but having only fragments of experience. So he was kind of aware of doing that here on Earth. That's what came out in the session, and I remember it was kind of tiring for him. Exactly what you said. Being here helps you, would be better to respect, to I don't know, to be in tune with the rules from here. Otherwise gets more tiring, gets exhausting for you to live this life and being in another experiences in the same time, because these are the rules of the material world, as you
Mhm.
said.
Um, I want to tell the public that Claudia is not only the tutor in English languages. When you write in English, when you want a session with me in English, it's just a support operator too. In more of my English session, not only her, of course, but her can be the first one, of course, the main operator, support operator in my English session right now. So if you wanna try a session with us, you can write. you can send an email to info@calogerogrifasi.com. So we can send Claudia in this case can send you information and can accompany you during all the process to book a session with me. And maybe Claudia can be not only the tutor in this case, but the support operator in your session too. Why not? So, right. And okay, let's go. Let's continue. Let's continue. There is last timer is answer me about my answer to his question. So last timer, I agree, but I think we can have beautiful lives in our own spaces without reincarnating here. Of course, you can have a very good, happy life without reincarnating anymore. It's the same thing, reincarnating too, because there are more people enjoying very much their living here on Earth. It depends on you. It's up to you. Don't worry. If you don't want to be reincarnated and you are aware of your power and you can dominate your space, you don't reincarnate. You will not reincarnate anymore on Earth. Don't worry. It's just your will. Everything happens in your space because of you and your will. Okay. So another question. So the third one of Juliana, because Juliana just sent 4 questions, just a block of questions. Okay. 3. Do our other incarnation benefit from our evolutions? Incarnation benefit from our evolution. So if I want to answer you, so we can alternate to answer if you want, of course.
Yes, in my opinion, I think our other incarnations benefit from our evolution in this one, present one, if we are aware enough, I think. And since a person can think about this question, it is already benefiting, in my opinion, from other incarnations. And indeed, it is a very nice and exciting idea to get to have benefits from other incarnations. And this will come most probably as much as we remember the lessons, the results from another lives. So most probably Juliana is remembering. She's having details from other incarnations since she made this question.
Thank you, Claudia. Okay,
My pleasure.
Immer. Immer ask, let's say, I was born in 1983, March 3. Does the days we were born somehow have meaning in reincarnation? Okay, Immer, I'm not an expert in numerology. I don't know. Maybe can everything is possible. So maybe number can have a meaning in this universe, but I don't know. So I cannot answer your questions. Um, and that's the days we were born somehow. Maybe it's possible because in the infinite everything is possible, and maybe it's possible to have a relation between numbers and experience. So yes, but this is my answer because I'm not an expert in this one in numerology. Okay, so um, alpha. Alpha. So years ago you talked about the roots of reincarnation. You remember years ago what I talked to? It's incredible. I don't remember what I ate yesterday or this morning. It's incredible. Okay, so years ago you talked about the roots of reincarnation of the Arcturians being different than the roots of reincarnation of reptilians. I don't remember. Anyway, can you talk more about those differences? Are there others? Years ago, you talked about the rules of reincarnation of the Arcturians being different than the rules of reincarnation of reptilians. Alpha, I don't remember. I don't remember this kind of things I said years ago. I don't remember. Anyway, I answer you as the question for me. For me, it's completely new. This kind of of questions. This kind of theme is new for me. I don't have the answer because the answer I give here isn't. They are not the absolute truth, of course. I go to answer because I follow some steps, logical steps, logical in base of the rule in the dimension we are moving on. For example, Arcturians and reptilians. Of course, the name of these categories of entities are different and they can resume just a very big difference because reptilians is just uh, an entities we very instinctive because we associate reptilians with instinct, with cold blood, for example. Arcturians is just something more humanoid, it's just more like us, with an intelligence, with a strategy, with power, because the Arcturians can dominate reptilians, for example, in our imaginary, because we can dominate animals, for example. No? So it's normal that the rules of reincarnation can be different because it's different than the level of consciousness. It is different the rules of the ambient the environment they are in just to evolve with their experience, etc. So for logic, this is the answer. But I don't remember. I don't remember about these things I was talking about years ago. Maybe just in a session. Maybe I extract this information from a section. I opine, I give my opinion on this information because I don't remember. Anyway, let's go. We have just alternating with another post question, please, Claudia, just to move
Yes.
between chat and question and post.
If w- we don't want to go into the light tunnel, what are the other options? So she's referring to that light tunnel that
Mhm.
seemingly appear after that.
Okay, the question is a little contaminated, a prejudice because we are talking about light tunnel. What is the light tunnel? There is just a mental construct because everything in the etherical we saw, we visualize, is a creation of us or a co-creation with us and other beings, for example. So if we are power, if we believe in something, we can create it. We create it. So if we have installed in our mind just the information that after death we have to see a light tunnel, we will see the light tunnel because it's a creation. We have to get free from mental structures because it's limited. There is a co-creation. You don't know that it is a creation of you. And you think that this is the absolute reality, the only one. So you got a light tunnel. Why this limit? Of course, can be a light tunnel. Why not? Many people can see the light tunnel, of course. Like many people can see Jesus Christ. Why? Because many people are believing in Jesus Christ, so they believe in this, they create it. Or an entity can approach, can take advantage about these beliefs just to pick it us, pick it up, pick it us. I sorry, I'm sorry. Pick our up, pick we up. Sorry. Okay, so what is the question? Light tunnel and
Only that. What are other options
other
except this?
option. Every option you want. If you don't want a light tunnel, you can destroy the light tunnel. You don't see any tunnel. You can go to another dimension, another thing, another creation you do, you create, or just because of yourself, or because you co-create another creation with other ones with the same rules. And we can co-create. We can stand together in an ecosystem. It's different. Yeah, the tunnel of light is just one between among infinite possible creations. Okay, we did just three Juliana questions, right? We have to go to the fourth one. I mean,
Yes.
yes, the fourth one, Juliana. So, what should we do if an aspect of ourselves from another reincarnation connects with us, playing a negative role in that experience? You told Juliana, like you had or have, actually, in this moment, an experience like this, just to connection with your other parts in other dimension, other times, and other space. No, you are very curious about this. This is the sensation you give me right now. What should we do if an aspect of ourselves from another incarnation connects with us? Play a negative role in the experience? No. If you want to play a negative role in that experience, of course you can do it. Of course you are power, but you can choose just to play a positive role in that experience, a positive one. You can create a positive relation with this reincarnation, connection, etc. Just let's turn everything from negative to positive. It's our power. It's our space. We can transform everything into positive in our space in subtle dimension. So what shall we do? Put everything you want to do. If you like to stay in a negative role, do it. Stay in a negative one. If you wanna, if you prefer to stay in a positive one, you can do it. Of course, create positivism. And and an interview. Okay, so alpha is correct. The question. It was not a session. No, it's answering me. It was an interview. Interview. If you can send a link just to remember, because right now I don't remember just the difference between Arcturians and reptilians.
At 9:02, he gives us more details. Just before.
Yeah. So, like some groups takes a higher percentage of energy. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. So, like some groups takes a higher percentage of energy than the other, and things like that when you incarnate under their system. Yes, in this case, yes. Some group can take higher percentage of energy and say, see, yes, it can be, of course, yes. And I cannot send the link in chat. Censored. We post later in the comments. Okay, in the comments. I think you can do in the comments right now, eh? I think. You don't have to wait for the end of the live, I think. If you want to test, you want to try it, let me know. So, another questions. So, spiritual teachers speak for an electric grid blocking souls from escaping beyond the sixth dimension. Do you have an experience from your session regarding this? I have experience about this kind of situation, but not the sixth dimension, the fifth one, or the second one, or something like that, because this is a limitation. When we talk about first, second, third dimension, etc., we are talking a creation or a co-creation where someone is going to divide and calling this part in this way. That's it. But I can divide parts in more parts with other names, for example, or I don't need to divide anything. For me, just one universe and that's it. Just one infinite universe, for example. So it's just completely relative. Even though spiritual teachers began spiritual teachers. Okay. Okay. Spiritual teachers here on Earth or from another dimension just to give messages speak of an electric grid blocking souls from space, escaping beyond the sixth dimension. Okay. Escaping from the matrix. Okay. The system. Yes, but this kind of electric grid block just only a kind of person. The person synchronized with the same frequencies. So if you don't have the same frequencies because your consciousness level is different or your emotional and mindset is different in other frequency, you can trespass, you can transmute, you can yeah, just pass this
Pass.
grid
Mhm.
like the grid doesn't exist, for example. So you are invulnerable about this. So this this these people just blocked is because they are compatible with the script. The compatibility. Hmm? The etherical world is different of the physical one. There are not the same rules. Of course, a grid here in the physical world block anything. It's physical. Me, one, another one, because it's another rule. But in the etherical, the rules are different. There are many, many frequencies um, uh, of the same dimension in an ecosystem, and you just choose the one you are connected to and base your frequencies. So it's different, completely different. So, do you have an experience from your session? Yes, but as I said, because of you, it depends on you, your frequencies, your consciousness. Hola, Carlos. Saludos de Argentina. Greetings from Argentina. Hi, Anto. And Kristen. Oh, there are many, many, many questions that to have the first live without any publicity. Okay, so Carlo, can we leave? This is for you, Claudia. Want we answer a question? Yeah,
Yeah,
if you want,
sure, sure.
because Claudia have an experience like a support. She's not operator right now, this moment. Maybe in the future, maybe why not? But right now, her experience is about support. So she go into hypnosis with me or with Carmen, for example, and she observed her experience is about this environment she visualized and felt during the session, so she can answer and base her experience in this way. The answer is, Calo or Claudia, can we live the reincarnation cycle by simply willing it to happen, or is there anything else we must do? I asked before, but see, yes, I remember. I asked before Buddhist monks spend their whole life trying to escape reincarnation. I have an experience about the Buddhists, the suicide Buddhists, because they want to reincarnate in some way. But this is another thing. So, Claudia, for you, can we leave the reincarnation cycle simply willing it, or we have to do something more?
I think we can do it, yes, by simply willing it, but willing it on all levels, not only saying by mouth and that's it. Really feeling it on all aspects, on all energetic levels of our being. So yes, it's possible. We have simply to introspect ourselves to see if there is anything else that attracts us to another life experience here on earth, or simply go away to another place, another dimension, another planet to have other experience. So yes, short answer is this.
Perfect. Very good. Thank you, Claudia. And Jeff is asking, what can we do now to increase our frequencies to pass the grid? Hmm. It's very instinctive. You don't need to do how to do it because your subliminal part knows how to do. So if you understand, if you like a rational part of your mind and you like a subliminal part of you, if the two parts can understand the mechanism of the esoteric interference, you can solve this problem one and for all. Because this is to increase frequencies is just a consequence. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to understand anything because it's just a consequence of your status. If your status is good, if you are free from any interference, if you understand this world, the etherical world, the esoteric world, this physical one, etc., everything for you is completely normal. It's instinctive. Everything happens because you want. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to use your rational mind to do something that your rational mind is not done to do this. So you this question is realized from your rational mind. Of course, rational mind cannot understand this. can understand other dimension, just the physical one. And these are questions just born in the physical dimension. But you have to do this question in another way, with your subliminal part in another dimension. And the answer is when you understand, when your status is good, it's just a consequence. It's just your willing, your in consciousness willing. When you will something, when you want something, it happens. That's it. You don't have to think about it. Rational part, rational mind is out of this process. So don't ask yourself these questions. When you leave these kind of questions on you will get the answer. And Julia, Carol, how do you like to reincarnate next? Have you thought about it? Actually, not. I don't know. I don't think about it. I I want to maintain the mystery of my past life. No, my after death. So I don't create anything. I don't want anything. I don't ask anything. For me, I don't think about it. I live my life. That's it. When my day arrives, I get my day, and we'll see. That's it. So I don't think about it. Never thought about it. And you, Julia, what about you? I'm curious now. Tell me your answer. And Jeff is thanking me. Thank you to you. Just to follow us, just for to trust in us, etc. Thank you. Thank you for you, public. Without you, we don't have any matter, any reason to exist in this profession, of course. And Juliana, we did the five, the fifth questions, or what?
The
Or the fourth?
fifth, I
The
think.
fifth? We did,
Yes.
Anyway, the sixth one of Juliana is this. The majority of those who learn about the matrix and the entities no longer want to reincarnate here. Can you tell us what reasons they will have to come back to? Are there any such reason? Okay, as I said in the past life, but past life, just the Italian one, just 2 hours ago. Past life with V. I told about it. I say that we have a idea of matrix very negative because the last studies about this, other people were very negative about this. When we talk about extraterrestrial beings, aliens, reincarnation, UFO, and matrix, etc., for us, automatically is negative because the message, the information they installed in our mind is negative, negative. No, no, because if we think it's negative, because we are put ourselves in a very weak position. Mm. But our position, or respect to the other position, has to stay in a higher position because we are power. We can decide in our space where how to stay. Why we have to stay lower than them? We have to stay higher. So when we observe everything higher, the things are positive for us because we dominate. If we don't want something, it doesn't happen. If we want something, it happens. This is the principle of it works in these dimensions. So they learn in a negative way. They learned in a negative way. So they are creating with their mind negative things, negative beings, weak position, lower position with respect to them. No, there is the negative and there is the positive. You have to choose how to stay, where to stay. Okay, so can you tell us the reasons they would have to come back? Because they would. No, there is no reason. If you want to come back for your reasons, you can come back. Of course, if you don't want, if you don't have reasons, you can go another way, other place. And So no longer want to reincarnate. They don't want to reincarnate because they are negative. They think everything here is bad. And of course, there are many bad things. Of course, I'm the first person to say that. But there are good things too. And we can transform many things in good inside us. And we can enjoy our lives because of us. So the message is this. There are negative things, but for you, it doesn't matter. You can create everything you want in your life. And if you want to reincarnate, you can go. You can reincarnate. You can do it. If you don't, don't. And
Can I add something, Conor?
yes, of course, yes.
And I think, in my opinion, metrics and entities and all this makes the whole game even more interesting, more complex. It's like a bigger challenge for us to get harmonized and centered on ourselves. It would be too easy, right, to not have all these challenges, negative things around us.
Mhm. Okay. So, um, the answer of Julia. Yes, I'm still debating. Don't use your rational mind. Don't debate. Don't debate. Just live your life. Don't worry. The answer will come. And okay, so I'll pass just a question of the post just to alternate. Maybe someone can give another interesting session question in the chat. So Claudia,
Can we reincarnate in the past?
yes, of course. I explain how it works in these two dimensions, so I don't repeat everything. But it's possible. Yeah.
And another one next to this one: does reincarnation depend on how we you die?
It can be. It depends. Why not? It can be. Yes. Not always, but it can be. There are any question more?
Um, is it possible to say no to reincarnation or to reincarnate on another planet?
To say no?
To say no, so to refuse to reincarnate or
Yes,
to
of
reincarnate to
course.
another planet.
Of course, you can refuse. Of course. Yes.
Why do we forget everything when we reincarnate? And
Okay.
how can some people remember their past lives experiences and other people not?
Of course, because you can, when you can reincarnate in many ways. So one way is because you are submitted to another beings, other situation. So you are forced to reincarnate, and you are forced to accept some some agreements. So one of these agreements, or the most of us, is just to forget everything. Because if you remember, maybe this information can make you free, or you can rebel to the system, etc. But the system need to exist, of course. And to exist, they need that people inside on Earth, living on Earth, don't have to remember outside the physical existence because it can be dangerous for the system, the same system. Other people can remember just a short percentage of the people because they have a or had and have a higher consciousness level, and they could touch this agreement, modify it, or refuse something so they can remember something. Yes. We have time for just for the last question. The last one. Maybe in the chat?
Maybe in the chat, because here I don't think I see.
Juliana, the metrics can be a product too. It's up to us. Of course. Of course.
Exactly.
Create a planet matrix free. Of course, it's possible. Okay, so the last questions, Claudia. I want to remember
Mm,
that you can book a session with me in English. Claudia can be maybe the support in the session, maybe, why not? And you can write to or send an email to info@calogerogrifasi.com, as you can see on the screen. Okay, so let's go with the other question, Claudia.
No, I don't have it. They're actually similar to each other. That's why
Okay, we answered them. Okay,
we
so
already answered.
okay, before to close, so I want to show you the calendar again. So for now, we have just once per week in English the lives. Maybe one time, if the English is growing good, fast, etc., maybe we can do two in a week. Now we meet again on Wednesday again at 7:30 p.m. Italy time in English. So we meet again in 1 week, next Wednesday. Anyway, stay tuned because we post anything in social network before the live. So in Facebook, in YouTube, in um, the Telegram and Instagram. Now I want to do something. I want to show you. I want to share you just the link. One moment. English channel. English channel. The link of all our social network in English. About is this one? Okay, all the YouTube channels, all the Facebook page, groups, etc., all the Instagram channels and Telegram. Here in the chat, I put the link, and I put just the link of the website because in the website you can find some information very interesting, and you can have a look there. Okay, so great live. Thank you, Carlo, Claudia. Good night. Thank you, Joanna. Have a good night, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you, etc. etc. They are greeting us. Okay, so thank you, Claudia, just to stay
My
with
pleasure.
me mhm, in this live. See you in another live in Romanian, next one. And that's it. Have a good night. Ciao.
Goodbye.